What is going on? I'm Zedmod. Gonna show you a second Warships hit that all of you can do. This does not require a lot of tech, but it does require you to throw in code Zedmod in your shop in every single Supercell game. Now, what I'm gonna do first is I'll show you the hit, then I'll talk about it a little bit. That way it makes a little bit of sense. Then we'll go over the tech requirements. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's do a bit of a drawing here. No drawing is not actually, I think that might be a Saturday Night Live skit. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to use this ramp over here. That is going to be super, super, super clutch for us. We're going to use this ramp to get that engine room using Bombardiers. Yes, Bombardiers shooting over that gap. We are going to barrage that engine room. We are going to have all of our troops come from this right-hand side, which is going to spread them out. That's going to get us this engine room, and this engine room. And this one right here is kind of the crux of the whole thing. You'll see what I'm talking about here. We will go full zoom out mode. Let's zoom in as close as we can so you can see all of the things. Now looking at this left-hand side, sniper tower, boom cannon, boom cannon. So Bombardiers on their own will not do. So we drop riflemen first. Their only role on this hit is to get shot in the face. Notice that we're going to drop Kavan. Watch Kavan on that far right. We're dropping him as far right as we can. Then we're going to second win. That's going to send some troops far right. Lots of things going on here. So these guys over here are spreading out nicely. Some are going to go to the shock launcher. Some are going to go to that boom cannon. And then some are going to go up to that sniper tower. Three-way split is good. Over here, those riflemen are just getting shot in the face. Their only task on this hit is to get shot in the face, because if you lose your Bombardiers on the left, you've wasted 2 boats of troops. Generally speaking, you don't need 2 boats. Here comes the GBE. Like I talked about, I do have max level barrage. I do have max level artillery. That's pretty much a requirement here. That is 2 barrage, 4 artillery. You can do it with lower level barrage, maybe if you have tick 4 barrage, but look at this. We're getting all of the engine rooms down bit by stinking bit. One more note, don't, look at that pause timing by the way, don't throw a flare or you're gonna totally screw it up until that left engine room is gone, and then all of these Bombardiers hucking and chucking. You can be almost as fast as Seekers using this hit if the bases line up. So as you can see there, we got, I can't even show you my time. I think my fastest time was like 3:05. I've gotten, let's show you here. Can't show you that time. 2:53, 2:54, 2:58. So around that 3-minute mark. So against Seeker players, you actually have a shot, which is kind of impressive. As for this base, I made it up myself. Is it good? Not really, but it's good enough that my speed got me into diamond. This account will be parked. Showing you my tech tree. Don't have that GBE node, don't have that GBE node. So all you really need here are Bombardiers, artillery, and oh, look at that. I don't even have max level barrage. Did this with tick 4 barrage. So clearly it can be done. Will be even easier with tick 5 barrage. That'll make things even more simple. Now I did a quick what is that called? Photoshop jobby over here. Now, one thing to note, Bombardiers have a range of 12 tiles. Those green tiles, there's only 11 of them because the Bombardiers are on a ramp and that ramp is steep and it's confusing, but it reduces their range, which is why Bombardiers end up getting shot by sniper towers and mortars and things. So they need the engine room to be somewhere in that green neighborhood. If the engine room is too far, your Bombardiers just stand there on the left-hand ramp and look like idiots, and you curse them and you've wasted a landing craft full of troops. We're going to go against Ryad number 1, showing you these details bit by stinking little bit. So there we go. On the left-hand side, don't need anything but Bombardiers. They are going to do all of the things as you can see there. Don't have to worry about anything, just holding off on the flare. As soon as that final engine room goes down, boom goes the dynamite, boom goes the engine room, popping off wins like nothing. So this strategy is ridiculously straightforward, and people are leaving those engine room, and that's the hardest engine room. If you're just using Bombardiers, that is the hardest engine room to get to. You probably don't have enough GBE to barrage 2 engine rooms. Now they've got a rocket launcher and a boom cannon and a sniper tower, so we need to be very, very, very careful. Also, mortars on that right-hand side, that's why I'm bringing heavies in there, mixing heavies in where appropriate, and then, again, making sure, notice my flags here, the flag for the rifleman comes out first. It is higher up the ramp, and the flag for the bombardiers lower down the ramp and delayed. Make sure you delay, but not too much, because as you can see, my riflemen are getting picked off one by stinking one. I do have shocks. You don't necessarily need shocks for this hit, but it needs to be very, very, very careful here. So my left-hand side bombardiers are getting absolutely wrecked by that rocket launcher, but we've got medkits as well. All of that right-hand side is just fully on autopilot. I do recommend making sure you put Kavan a little bit late and as far right as you can. That way when he brings out that second wind, he brings all of the troops to the yard, just like the milkshakes do. Awkward. Anyways, there we go. Final engine room is down. Flare is out. There is the shock, and then just all of the rest of our GBE towards that engine room. This is probably the easiest hit that I have seen no one else do. This is completely of my making. I have not seen anyone else do this, so figured I would share it with you guys in the hopes it gets some of you into Diamond. Gonna show you a couple more times. This one's even easier. Like this left-hand side, that gives us 7 boats to go right with. Ideally, you have 7 boats to go right. If you have to put 2 on the left, it kind of cramps your style a little bit, makes you a little bit slower, but as you can see there, I'm still at like 254, and I don't even have max level barrage or GBE. If you've got max level barrage, and then look at this, like these poor dudes over here are just standing there. They have nothing they can possibly do. Getting that flare out, throwing those shocks, throwing the rest of our gunboat energy, and down goes, is that Ric Flair or something like that? What was that player's name? Ric Flair, giving us the woo for that one. I'm not even going to try to make the Ric Flair sound. But I mean, these times are like Bombardier-esque. And I know some of you are getting towards heavy choppas, starting to pull out the heavy choppa hits. Not everyone's that far in the tech tree. This will get you to Diamond if you do it well, if you time it right. Obviously, you have to be a little bit persistent. Your base has to slow people down a little bit, whether you've got shock mines. And look at this, 3 rocket launchers and a boom cannon on that left-hand side. That's a lot of firepower. So on this one, it was touch and go. We almost lost all of those bombardiers. But if we watch here, this is where medkits coming in. Like we've already lost almost all of our bombardiers. One lonely bombardier just chucking over that void. Touching the Void, what's that movie about the dude who just chucking over that void with the med kit, keeping the bombardier alive, throwing our artillery to get that other engine room, and then these dudes just fully autopilot. There are no flares. We've done nothing here. We're just throwing our GBE towards those engine rooms and crushing victories. My medkits are maxed from early in the season. If they weren't, I'm not sure that Bombardier would have lived. But like I said, no GBE node, and my shock is only at tick 3. So a lot of players don't have instant training, so Seekers are not, if you don't have instant training, Seekers are rough. Also, Seekers are very, very frustrating. Bombardiers, you're all used probably in previous seasons. You're all super skilled at them, so do consider going out with the Seekers. Now, 236, that was a rough time. I'm not sure what happened with this base. Probably that Doom Cannon maybe in there made a bit of a difference. Same thing, Boom Cannon. We're going to get the Rifleman out. Like this hit is rinse and repeat. You'll notice though, see where we put Kavan? That far right flag, that is Kavan. That way we get this nice spread. If we just watch this right-hand side, see how much they spread because we got Kavan on that right-hand side. That is the key to getting that going. I don't have any GBE. We've been using all of our GBE on this back engine room. That is why we are watching our troops get absolutely toasted. That engine room right there, a little bit farther left, probably why we're a little bit slower. But look at this, we got one dude down here on the edge of that precipice as well. As those bombardiers are chucking, he's chucking, they're chucking, all of the bombardiers. My base actually stood up for once. People getting where are the times? 252, 248, 241. So my base is not great as far as time goes. You could probably do better with a base that you've either designed or copied. I literally just threw these things down, like just dropped everything in random spots. Last hit I'm going to show you. We're not going to do any live hits on this. Probably should have mentioned that earlier. Doom Cannon looking ominous but not doing anything. Rocket Launcher, same thing. Mortar, just complete waste. Now, obviously, we dropped that heavy first because it's going to draw the fire from that mortar. Those riflemen are going to go up and distract that cannon. And then full zoom out mode. Maybe not full zoom out mode. Just walking through the base. Kavan walking all the way right. I can't believe we pulled this off with Tick 4 Barrage. Tick 5 Barrage would have saved us so much gunboat energy. Maybe you can BART out a second engine room. I kind of doubt it, but maybe, just maybe, especially if you've got both GBE nodes, you could probably do this and literally just BART out that engine room that just went down, plus that one right about there, and make it even faster. So full offensive, making all of the magic happen. And I'm not flaring anything right here because we don't need to flare anything because those Bombardiers are already on that engine room. Now the flare comes out. We get our troops rocking and rolling towards that final engine room. As we hyper-BART that engine room, you can see our barrage not doing a heck of a lot of damage. Bombardiers chucking, and I knew this was my boss battle. I knew if I won, I got into diamond, and it was full on stress mode. But hopefully that helped you out. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about, like when to use rifleman on that left-hand side. My whole goal, by the way, is because we're GBE poor, if you have both GBE nodes, then maybe you just shock this stuff and send one boat, but I don't have that luxury, so that's why I was sending a rifleman to the left and then a bombardier to back it up with some DPS. So let me know what you're thinking about, what your problems are with this attack, how you have questions about it, and hopefully it helps you out. Because I know like Seekers, every time I put a Seeker video out, I'm like, I don't think this is helping a huge amount of people. And my Lazy Man's War Factory is all about helping as many people as I can. Not that I've published that in a little while, but I feel every time I put Seeker videos out, I feel like maybe I'm not doing you guys the best I could, because not everyone, it's like 20% of people that like Seekers, 10% of people that like Seekers. Let me know in the comments if you like Seekers, if you're okay with just watching Seekers, even if you don't use them. That's going to be it for me, though. Hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, consider liking, sharing, subscribing, clicking the bell, all that YouTubey stuff. More importantly, hit me up in the comments. Troop health, let's salvage that puppy. I want to show you something while we're here. I've only got one in there. Usually I have two. So troop health is this one statue my sculptor is good at making. That's going to be it, though. Until the next time, I'm Zedmont. Thank you for coming in. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.